I am Samina Tariq at a Foodys kitchen, and today I'm sharing a recipe for Daal Gosht, which means lamb or mutton stew with Chana Daal in it. This is a South Indian dish, and mostly in the summer months over there they really cook the lamb or mutton on its own, and mostly dals and vegetables are added to it. And let's start the recipe with a list of ingredients. In my ingredients list I have clonji seeds, cumin seeds, red chili powder, ginger and garlic paste, some garam masala, salt, roughly crushed coriander, black pepper which is also roughly crushed. If you prefer fine powdered base, you can use that one. Cooking oil, couple of tomatoes which are peeled and cut, couple of onions which are peeled and cut, half kg lamb shoulder on the bone, and I have yellow split lentils which I'm going to soak for a couple of hours. Now I'm going to make a curry which is not too soupy or not too dry. So if you want your curry to be soupy, you can use half a cup of this dal, and if you want it dry, use 1 cup. And I have some garnishing ingredients, which is fresh coriander leaves and green chilies. And the turmeric powder. I am soaking about half a cup, 125 grams of yellow split lentils in here. So I have 2 cups of hot water in here, and just adding the dal, and we just need to cook it on its own until it's cooked through but not started to break, and then we're going to combine it with the cooked lamb. Bring it to boil and let it cook on medium heat until the water is almost dried. So we start heating a little oil, which is like a 1/4 cup of cooking oil. If you're using any curry leaves, just throw them in. In goes half a teaspoon of cumin and 1/4 teaspoon of clonji. Just allow them to splutter. Then add the onions and just stir and saute them until they're softened and lightly brown. The onions have softened a bit, so just adding a couple of teaspoons of ginger and garlic paste, 1 to 1.5 teaspoon of salt. Now it's entirely up to you to taste and adjust later on, but this curry can take a bit more seasoning than the others. And 1 to 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. I'm just adding 1 each at the moment. A big pinch of the whole spices which are roughly crushed. 1 to 2 teaspoon of roughly crushed coriander. A big pinch to 1/4 teaspoon of the crushed peppercorns. In goes the lamb. So we need to saute and lightly steam the lamb. So this step can take 4 to 5 minutes. And half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. In goes the tomatoes. After a few minutes of cooking, I'm adding enough water to cook and tenderize the lamb. If you're using a pressure cooker, add a couple of cups of hot water and seal the cooker. Otherwise, just cover the lamb with enough water, about 4 cups of water, allow to cook, and once the meat is tender, then we're going to stir fry the lamb. So just covering it. Bring it to boil and then allow to simmer on medium-low heat until it's cooked through. This lamb has been cooking for good 45 minutes to an hour, and it has been cooked through. So I'm just going to put up the heat and stir fry this lamb until the oil is separated from the sauce and the sauce has thickened. Now meanwhile, I'm just going to show you the dal. It took about 20 minutes to half an hour and it's just cooked through, and there was like half a cup of water left, which I just drained it and kept it aside. So I'm stir frying this lamb. At this stage I have an optional ingredient. If you like, just add some dried methi leaves and allow to stir fry for good 5 to 7 minutes, and only add a tiny splash of water at this stage if you need to. Oil has separated from the sauce and sauce is looking quite smooth and nice. So I'm just going to combine our cooked dal to it. Now at this stage it is quite important to stir it quite gently so you're not breaking the grains, and just like 1 or 2 careful and gentle stirs, and add water to cover this dal and the lamb. Now it depends, if you want a thick and saucy masala kind of curry, add about 2 cups of water, bring it to boil, simmer for about 10 minutes, and that's it. But if you want a bit soupy curry, add 4 cups of hot water, bring to boil, simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes, and that's it. So I'm adding about 3 cups of hot water and bringing it to boil. It is quite important to let it boil for a good few minutes, about 3 to 4 minutes. Then cover it and allow to simmer on medium-low heat. So our curry is looking nice and ready for serving. So I'm just going to add garnishing ingredients to it. Some garam masala, throwing in the whole slit green chilies and the fresh coriander. And once the oil is separating, I'm just going to remove it from the heat. So this is our finished dish, Daal Gosht, which I'm serving with freshly warmed naan. It's nice with plain rice and also nice with freshly made chapatis.